Pizza time. Pizza time.
Three. All right, cool. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the Long Distance Pizza Party podcast. My name is Nathan. To the left of me, or maybe to the right of me, we have Strange to Society.
Howdy.
Grad 22. We
How
have
you doing?
Talon / Gavin, and we have Josiah / Silly Boy. Now, how did we all get together? Well, that is through a group started by That Christian Geek. That is those Christian geeks. We have a whole Discord chat where we all have different forums on that where we get together, talk about different nerdy topics. It was all started where we all get together, feel comfortable with each other, and just talk about random things from what's going on in nerd culture to, I think he has some devotional stuff on there and a bunch of other fun stuff. So again, if you do want to join that, I will put a link down in the description. This is something we started on our own from Jake, as currently he is enjoying being a dad. So, once he gets that all squared away, maybe he'll come on at some point, maybe as a guest. I don't think he'd have.
Yeah, we hope that happen.
Oh yeah, I want to
Oh, yeah.
respect. I want to respect his time. I'm sure he has way other stuff to do. So,
For sure.
but that is, I think, Strange, you had suggested a topic that I liked to have him on at some
Yeah,
point.
That would be
So,
fun. Yeah.
something. Whoops. Okay, I think everyone can still hear me. My mic just randomly changed, but I think we are.
Yeah, you're good. I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Info.
I just got a notification. Cool. This good thing. The first episode is all about ironing out kinks. So
Yeah.
cool.
For instance,
Yeah.
I don't know my personality yet.
Yeah, that's kind of what this episode is. So if you enjoyed this, thank you for watching. So currently, I'll have this posted to YouTube, and when I will edit it, which I'll have time later tonight and tomorrow. Also, I did set us up a Instagram page, so I'll be posting stuff over there. The thumbnails, announcements, some shorts I'll probably cut from this, and other fun stuff. So, gentlemen, what do we want to talk about first? I guess since we are the long distance pizza party, might want to explain where that came from and what is our favorite pizza of choice. So I
That's a
think
good
First
place to
off, we
start.
like Ninja Turtles.
yes, I think this all started. Someone had joined, and then I had seen it was like a just random generated notification where it is like such and such pizza something, and I was like, because we were formulating what that name was going to be. I'm like, hey, that's actually a fun name, and we all are possibly going to be doing this through some recording software, so why not call it something like Pizza Party or Long Distance? Because I think there already is a Pizza Party podcast out there somewhere. The last time I checked, they had posted something.
But they're in
like,
person. They're not as cool as us.
yes, I don't know because they hadn't posted it for like 5 years.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I-
that's
so
true.
I think we're
Hopefully we'll
safe.
go for 10 years and then they can
Come
be
back.
hooked on the 10th year of our reign and then come back all the way to the beginning and see
Yes.
how
Well, the
wonderful and
you see
beautiful
it
we were back then.
right. Well, you see at that point it'll be some nostalgia, and they'll do resurgence like every show does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, their pizza party must have ended a long time ago, so somebody had
Well-
to take up the mantle.
Well, they
Yeah.
got let's see what's they went to Chuck E. Cheese, you see, and just
Oh,
you
that
know
explains a lot.
yes, I think there are still Chuck E. Cheeses, but there are very few of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's one maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours from us, from me and Gavin, and I think it's still open. I'm not 100% sure, but
Speaking of distance-wise, where is kind of everybody at, I guess you could say, because I don't think we've established that
yes.
everybody yet.
yes. So Gavin and I, we've been friends since high school. So we are in Indiana, towards Illinois of Indiana. So,
Oh,
Oh no, that's
we're
fun
3 to
right there.
5 in Indiana, y'all.
so
So that would put me and Strange out of the Indiana
as
posse
the
down there.
outsiders.
Yeah. Because I am from the East Coast,
Ah.
Virginia. So,
just
and I think
there.
Strange, you said you were in Nevada, right?
I'm all the way on the west side in Nevada.
Nice.
Mhm.
What a heathen land that is over there. No, I'm just
I-
kidding.
I'm
funny.
up in the northern part where we actually have some, common sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was funny.
So
I was just in Virginia. So like a week
What part?
ago. Lancaster.
Lancaster. Okay, that's a little, yeah, that's a little further away from me.
Yeah, it was
Um,
interesting. There was nothing there.
that doesn't surprise me.
So it
I'll
was
be honest with you.
well, it's one of those vacation spots,
Oh, okay.
but all it is there's a bunch of antique stores, but every antique store is the same crap. So it's all like it's sea themed, and that's it. That's all it
Couple
was.
Airbnbs
Oh,
and
no,
antique
that's
stores, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I
Yeah, it
understand
was
what you're saying.
interesting. And the fact that, being a vacation place, you think you'd be open all week, but for some reason everything was open. Like Thursday, like Wednesday to Saturday. Other than that, everything else was closed.
Hey, you got to go to church on Sunday.
Yeah, true. There were churches. There were few churches, but there were some. But
Listen, where I live, literally, I could probably hit 5 churches while throwing a nickel.
same here.
Not literally,
It's-
but
Yeah.
it's very, very church populated around here, and that may be the same for y'all in Indiana. I don't know
Yeah.
about Nevada, but
Yeah, we've got a few, but I'm in a small town. We have like one of everything: Methodist, Baptist, Presbyterian, Assembly
Yeah.
of God. But yeah,
yeah, we got a lot of them. You could say there are as many churches as there are Dollar Generals,
Hmm.
which there are a lot of. As
I don't
there
know.
are,
I don't think it's that bad, is it?
and Gavin can attest to this. Where we live, I think we got 6 Dollar Generals.
Dollar Generals out of the wazoo, just like trains.
Yeah.
Yes, what we
And
are
you got
known for.
15 churches.
Yeah, it's not. It's very strange of how many Dollar Generals there are. There are too many.
Yeah.
But
it almost sounds like there's a Dollar General underground cult going on.
yeah,
It's called Dollars General.
I'm nodding my head
dollar
vigorously.
asterisk. Yeah, it's the one place I don't go to very often, but unless I'm really needing something. But what is everyone's favorite pizza? Seeing how
Let's
we are.
circle back around. Get in the name
Yes.
for the longest.
Yes.
party.
Yeah, so it was, I think,
that happened when I joined. Said, "Hope you brought enough pizza for everybody."
yeah, it
Oh,
was,
yeah.
yeah. Discord was being very cheeky. It was like, let's give these guys an idea or something. It was
Try
one
to
of those
Vaughn.
auto-generated.
Vaughn told you.
Yeah,
Vaughn
yeah,
tell
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it did that, and I was like, well, I don't know where all these guys live, but I'm sure it's, we're all be a distance apart. That'd be kind of interesting name, as that's I think I don't, maybe in my head this is the thing, or like one of those things you just read, like you slap stuff together, where it's like people do like these long distance like slumber parties. I think they're a thing. I don't know where.
They
I
sound
believe it.
fairly safer than the physical thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it is quite better than like any streaming thing where you got the people like they're sleep streaming. It feels really awkward just when you're just scrolling and you're like trying to get past it. It's like, oh, this is awkward. Like I don't know why this is the thing, but people make money from it. I don't understand how, but they do.
I'm just very glad that we're not like some kind of weird ASMR channel
Yes.
Yeah,
or
That-
some
but
NPC trend.
Are
Yeah.
you absolutely sure about that?
Yeah, not yet.
Totally.
Just not yet. Or we're selling Bitcoin,
Yeah.
Which-
Oh man, this
yeah.
is obnoxious.
Which is speaking of, I recently there's a Christian bookstore in town, and they randomly I was like, oh, they got hacked because they were promoting Bitcoin, and it looked like a hack because it was just a picture of a car. It wasn't like the picture of the building or anything. So I was like, hey, I think he got hacked, and they started trying to sell me on Bitcoin. So, which it wasn't like this is the first time they posted it. So I'm like, oh, it's clearly a hack. It's not like, something they had been promoting. And being in that store, I wouldn't think there's a thing they'd be promoting, but
I just
Well,
see
you
like
know
a,
when you
a
go
weird,
full Joel Osteen.
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say I'd see like a weird advertising campaign with that. What would Jesus do? Buy Bitcoin? No.
Well, he would have bought Bitcoin, 10 years ago when it was stupid cheap.
Yeah, when it was viable.
Yeah, that's fair. I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
think
yeah.
he would have seen that coming, possibly.
It's like if I had like been so tech savvy at the age of 12, I would be loaded right now. It'd be
Oh yeah, it's like some of these
so
kids that
disappointing.
yeah, it's like some of these kids claim making all this money. I was like, are you, or are you just saying it? Or sometimes there are. I'm like, man, I wish I want to see how much you're making. Like, holy crap, they're just selling shoes or Pokemon cards or something on the internet. It's like, geez.
Hmm.
But or it's like what's that one guy? And of course I don't play this game, but apparently in Magic the Gathering they did a Lord of the Rings pack.
Oh, the One Ring
Yeah, and
card.
they had the one ring that some guy sold it to Post Malone.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like,
That was
$2.6
wild. I
million.
was like, what?
yeah,
Yeah.
like he like reached out to Post Malone and sold it to him for like what 2 point something million or like an outrageous amount, and it's
It's like
like
2.6, I think.
yeah, it was like $2.6 million. I was like, first off, how did you reach out to Post Malone? Because if you go to any celebrity on like their Instagram page, clearly it's managed by some manager, but like how did you reach out to Post, and like unless you went to a concert and like snuck backstage somehow. But I guess when you got that Ninja Turtle money, so seeing how he's going to be in the new Ninja Turtle movie, which is gonna be strange hearing. But is anyone gonna go see that? I think I'm
I
gonna go
have no
see it
background with Post Malone, so
Yeah.
it's probably
Me
not gonna be
neither.
strange to me.
Me neither. But it's of course it's one of those movies where they're like, let's get a bunch of casting in it. So, but it's not as weird as that Transformers movie that's coming out next year with Chris Hemsworth at Optimus Prime. So it's like,
That just sounds like a
Wow.
travesty to me a little bit, not gonna lie.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Well,
I always
I-
pegged Optimus Prime for a Australian.
yeah. Well, I mean, it worked for Wolverine, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Hugh Jackman an Australian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
it's weird enough. That's there are now 2 Australians that have voiced Wolverine.
Oh,
So back in
I
like
thought
the
he was Canadian.
Wolverine is Canadian, but Hugh
Yeah,
Jackman is
I
not.
was saying.
Yeah. But back in
demographics here, people.
so back in the 80s, so there was a pilot, or I'm sorry, no. So in the 80s, Spider Amazing Friends, Wolverine is an episode, and he's Australian. He's not Canadian. He's clearly Australian. And then they had a pilot before the X-Men animated series called Pride of the X-Men, where he's also Australian.
Mhm.
So technically, you could say there's 3, but I think that 2 of them are technically the same one before they did Wolverine did the X-Men cartoon, which is also coincidentally coming back on Disney Plus very soon.
Hmm.
But whichever. But
So my favorite pizza is
yes,
um,
go back.
Go for it.
Oh, we were
That
talking
does
about
sound
that? My
strange.
bad. I forgot.
yeah.
No, you're good.
You're good. No, actually, pepperoni, sausage, and olive with a thin crust. That's mine.
Hmm.
From where?
It doesn't. I like Pizza Hut, but there's like one within 70 miles of here, so I get it where I can get it.
Right. I think basic. If I was with a bunch of people, it's got to be your basic pepperoni. If you get really technical, if you mix old world and new world pepperoni, then it's really good. But now if I was like getting pizza for myself, we have a pizza chain here called Azips. It's like it's only in Indiana, I think, and I think Illinois has like a couple locations, but like each they have like it's kind of like Subway but for pizza, but way better than Subway
Okay.
pizza. But like last year they had shrimp on a pizza, and I thought I was gonna hate it, and it was actually really good. But it was like popcorn shrimp. It was really good.
Have you been to Mods? It's basically the same thing.
Oh yeah,
I think.
there's also Mods, which is like the Jimmy John's for pizza. Like you
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
say that.
I was gonna say if you were going to AZIP or Mods or something like that, I think their barbecue chicken pizzas are amazing. They're really
Yeah.
good. But as for just like Nathan was saying with the pepperoni, I'd probably stick with the classic pepperoni.
I too think you really can't go wrong with the classic pepperoni. However, when I'm really feeling cheesy, I'm going to go with stuffed crust.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For those pretzel crusts, has anybody had one of those before?
Those are horrible. That is just a sodium attack. That is just a sodium attack.
Welcome to America.
You need the
True.
cheddar cheese on that.
Just make it worse. Just
Oh, I feel like we're having our first debate here. Look out.
Yeah.
Or it's
Those are horrible. Absolutely horrible. No.
it's
I,
it'd be better if it didn't have all the salt. If they gave you the option to not have all that salt on the crust, it'd be way better.
Just scrape it off.
True.
well, you need to have a cheddar nacho cheese base.
Does that
That's
have
the
it? I think it does.
Then the pizza themed around a taco.
That does kind of sound intriguing.
Yeah.
I mean, taco pizza's fine, unless it's Casey's, where essentially they just give you a cheese pizza and then throw all the toppings on top of it and don't bake
Yeah.
it. So it's like,
I mean, what's the craziest pizza you've ever seen or tasted before, though? Like, that's the real question.
I had a Chinese pizza.
Really?
It
What
had
hap-
like a ragu like a crab rangoon base.
Somewhere an
Oh.
Italian is rolling over in their grave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually really good. I don't like crab rangoons, but like that one was like good.
Interesting. I was on a missions trip way back when I was in my church's teen group, and we went down there, and they had these parlors down there that actually show through the windows them making their pizzas, but they would take the whole pizza and they would curl it up in a giant cone, and they actually put ice cream inside.
Was this a waffle pizza or just regular pizza?
It was like a full-blown pizza, and they just wrapped it into
Huh.
a cone shape, put ice cream in it.
Huh.
I don't know how to
And,
feel about that.
You sure you weren't at the fair? You sure you didn't walk into the fair?
I was not at the fair. It was just downtown, wherever I was at the time. I was 15, so I wasn't paying attention. But it was in Florida, somewhere down there. Those Floridians.
So I got a whole pizzatology
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
behind everything. It's very complicated because here's the thing. It's very sad when your favorite cost-effective pizza, Little Caesars, goes up by a couple dollars, and now it's just trash. So, I grew up on Pizza John's.
Pizza
John's.
John's, the other one.
Papa
Please?
John's. And
It's
so
with the
that has a
Taco
special
John's.
place in my heart.
Pizza
And
John's Jr.
I know I have been really into the barbecue chicken Hawaiian pineapple onion pizza, which is fantastic. But lately I've had a weird craving that I've taken up after my mom for banana peppers. And so, yes, banana peppers. Anyway, so I'm also hobbits for mushrooms. So usually my go-to pizza will be mushrooms and banana peppers.
Banana peppers aren't bad. It's jalapenos that are not great. The only way you could
Yeah.
enjoy a jalapeno on a pizza if you don't bake it. Like you don't bake it on the pizza. But that's just
Yeah.
my personal preference from having worked at a Subway for 3
Oh.
years. But
But yeah, somebody make you make a pizza with jalapenos.
no.
They were like,
We're-
hey, you want to throw the jalapenos on after the pizza, right?
well, the
right?
weird thing was when I started working there, they were getting rid of the pizza.
Okay.
Like
So
the pizza, like the flat ones.
they weren't flat. They were like regular, like they looked like Red Baron pizzas. Now there were the flotizas.
I miss those. Not gonna lie, I actually like those quite a bit.
Technically, you could still make them. They just don't have them on the register. But That's what
You
I
heard it here
learned.
first, folks. No.
Yes. Well, the funny thing.
Selling corporate secrets.
Well, the funny thing is, when I was still working there, they still had them, and it was like my first thing I had to make. But of course, it's like your first day, so you don't nothing. You know nothing. And one of my coworkers like, "Hey, I'm gonna go take my lunch. You got it." I didn't get it. They're like, this lady's like, "Oh, I need a Fatiza." So I'm like, "Okay." They got like the cheat sheets. I'm looking at all the cheat sheets, trying to find stuff. I'm like, I get to it, and then figured it out. Flat pizza makes sense. Flatbread, easy. Go to ring it up, and she started yelling at me. She's like, "Well, you rung it up wrong." It's like, "Well, ma'am, you got the Fatiza. You also get a bag of chips and a drink. I'm gonna ring it up as a combo." She's like, I don't know why she's expecting the regular Fatiza price, but what happens when you're there for maybe 20 minutes and then start getting yelled at. So like, it's
Broke in kind of hard the first day. Huh?
yeah. It's I don't. Yeah, Subway's not my favorite. Having worked there for that long, it's never my go-to sandwich place. So people are knocking on
Yeah,
my door.
Pizza John's ain't the same.
Pizza John's.
It's not the same anymore.
No.
I bet you guys are just eating those in the back break room, like just judging people as they walk in, ordering those.
No.
Like, no, sorry, we're out. And
Well,
scarf it down.
the funny thing was, so they got rid of the pizzas shortly after I started, and then they randomly accidentally shipped some. And they're like, well, they told us, oh, you can't sell it. So like we took them home.
Oh man.
So they wouldn't let us sell it. So we had to get they sent like a big box of them. It was like 30 or 40 pizzas in a box that we had to deal with. So like we divvy them up. That was our lunch, like for like a month. But I don't know. Anyone else got any? Anyone else got any funny work stories? So that's what it's become.
We'll throw back on the pizza just a minute, but if you don't mind. I don't know
you're
about
good.
y'all, but I miss like middle school lunch pizzas. I don't know why, but I'm very nostalgic for them.
Oh,
Wouldn't
I
know.
what you're talking about.
Went to a private school, so we never had that. We did have the Red Baron
you-
ones.
You didn't have the
Homeschool.
joy of a public school lunch pizza?
Didn't
I have
sound
the joy of my
back.
mama's cooking.
Crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
there's that.
Except when it
That's
came to the school lunches we had to do. That was the privilege of the senior class. We had to do school lunches.
Wow.
They trusted us that much.
You could not do that these days, I feel like, in today's society.
No, I mean, we didn't hurt. Like no one lost their lunch because of us.
Just imagine
But-
you not liking some underclassmen, you're spitting in their food behind the scenes or something.
Yeah. The kid that backtalked to you.
Yeah.
No, it was never. Now the chili dinners, maybe just
My pizza's extra greasy. What's wrong with it?
No, it never became
That's
that.
horrible.
Though the one time I helped out in my mom's school, I did burn a kid's lunch, but I blame
can
that on
believe that.
I blame that on the microwave versus me. But
It was the popular
Because-
kid, wasn't it? Just go ahead and admit it.
no, I don't know. I don't know who the kid was. He wasn't there when I was there. So,
Schoolboy.
but that's the weirdest thing. It's like after you graduate and then you go back, it is like the strangest feeling.
Yeah.
No, it's
Every year I think about how long it's been since I've graduated, and I'm like, ow. That hurts a little.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of the okay. I'm not there to the ow yet.
You'll get there.
I know.
once you get the letters about the school reunions, just
Oh, I'm never gonna get one of those. I get that every other Sunday. Family afternoon lunch.
Every week.
Meet up with my brother,
Family reunion / school reunion.
Bring the wife, the kid. Brother, have you met my wife? Of course you have.
we're all so public school, Christian school, private school, or whatever, homeschool. Like
They don't
public
count.
here.
The homeschools don't count.
homeschools don't count. No, they can't count.
I shouldn't say that. I
Oh.
have friends that are homeschooled. I shouldn't say that.
I'm glad we're going ahead and establishing our biases now. That's good.
Yes.
Just if anybody asks us later, we can tell them watch the first episode.
Yes.
We explain everything.
Mhm.
Yes. I think that's what I have the episode title. I have a thumbnail somewhere, and it's the Khan meme from Into Darkness. He's like, and so we begin.
Yeah,
But
I
whatever your feelings are on Into Darkness, I know it's a sore spot for some people.
I did like 2 hours of school and then played video games the rest of the day. You know, homeschool. You
YOLO.
I didn't call that out at all. I promise.
know. The good part was when you could go out on family trips and stuff whenever you wanted. You know, so like, you know, mom and dad didn't care when they went. We always went during the off season. That's how we enjoyed our Disney World back in 2011 or something like
Right.
that. So
But of course, you always got asked why you weren't in school. You know, be at Walmart at like midday and you get asked why you're not in school.
oddly enough, I don't remember that happening as much when I got older. I must have been like scary looking or something. I never got like approached and was like, you know, and totally Karenized like that. You know, so
Well,
I don't know.
I don't remember anything like that, honestly.
I will admit I do have a confession, gentlemen. I too, for 5 years, 4 years, 5 years, was also homeschooled. So I've experienced both worlds. Help me. No.
So you
Yeah, I
might
was
be
home-
better off for it.
Yeah, I was homeschooled. I wouldn't call it 1 year. I skipped preschool, so you know. Oh no, I skipped preschool and pre-kindergarten. So, and then just went to kindergarten. So, like, of course, by the time I got to school, everyone knew each other because they did the preschool like pre-K. So when I get there, and I know no one, so it's like, oh, okay. I wouldn't call it
You gotta show them
homeschooling.
the Batman Spider-Man. You know what? Be my friend. You want to hear a joke?
Are those?
What do you get when you get all the potatoes?
Do they still make
They're
those,
all-
or
No,
do
I don't
they?
think so.
I don't think they did. I know that was like a very slight thing for only a little bit.
They had like 3 seasons or something.
Or something like that.
They have a whole collection. Like each episode was like only 2 minutes, but
And they didn't, and they weren't in Spider-Verse.
yeah, disappointment.
Haven't even watched Spider-Verse. You haven't gotten around to it.
What? Really? Oh man.
It's okay,
Okay,
Gavin.
spoiler.
It's okay, Gavin. We'll go see Ninja. We can go see Ninja Turtles tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll try my hardest on that.
But I don't know how I feel about that Ninja Turtle movie. But
It looks smushed, doesn't it?
well,
Yeah.
well,
I don't
like you mean by like very loose as it's just kid drawings.
Well, it's like just watching it, like it doesn't pop out the way Spider-Verse does,
hmm
and like everything just seems kind of smushed.
Well, you can't do another.
Together.
Well, you can't do another Spider-Verse.
Oh,
Really,
yeah.
No
like in
matter
that
what you
style.
really want to. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
When
You
it
can
goes
do
off-
it, but have it be
Well,
Teenage
I don't
Mutant Ninja
I
Turtles.
think that's what they're going for. I think they're just going. They want to kind of harken back to like the original Ninja Turtle stuff, where it was very pencil sketchy. I think that's what they
Yeah.
want to harken back to, but also be like kid drawings.
I would just help if it was a little bit more depth and not smushed.
Yeah,
I feel like they're just actually going for the teenage aspect, whereas the older turtles felt older than teenagers or like
Yeah,
late teenagers,
true.
where they're actually like younger teenagers now is kind of the feel I'm getting from it.
Or
Yeah.
like the Michael Bay Turtles.
which was
I never saw those. I wanted
Oh,
to. I never
man.
did.
you
They
might
were-
have saved
oh.
yourself. The second one's not horrible. The second one's not as bad because, well, it's bad in a different way because it's all fan service.
Mm.
And we're like, it's if you go back and look at the concepts they had for that movie, 'cause, like the turtles were really supposed to be aliens, which shows in their designs, and like the Shredder was supposed to be like a military general, called like General Schrader. Like it was very very on the nose stuff like that. It was
Wow.
like and then it became what it was, and then Michelle Fox is in it. It's
Imagine that, frog people and aliens.
yeah, and then like apparently the actors like barely got paid anything and like got like mistreated, like the mocap actors.
Oh wow.
Like apparently they got left in a lot and like didn't get picked up.
Well,
They had
I'd
to
laugh at myself too with all the dots around my face, but yeah, duh.
It's okay. They're all doing better projects. Johnny Knoxville's still
Right.
doing his thing. Yeah, everyone
Let's-
forgets. Everyone forgets Johnny Knoxville's in that.
It's just crazy the absurdity of being able to be paid the big bucks to play pretend in front of a big screen. You know,
I know.
and it's like, hello.
Well, the
You were
absurdity.
born to do that, right?
Well, the
Like,
the absurdity got to them. And you get some of these actors where they're just going crazy. You know, which and it is showing with certain actors. Are supposed to be part of tentpoles of franchises. It either did they do it or didn't they do it? It depends on you. But we'll see. Like whatever's going on with the Kang actor, did he do it? Did he not do it? Whatever. It's because at first what wasn't it was he did do it, and then it wasn't he did it because like they had proof, and now like they have to. I guess they're restructuring on what they're doing next. Which they easily could just recast someone else. We'll see after. We'll see once Loki season 2 comes out. I guess since he's supposed to be in that. So
that's interesting. When you gave us our laundry list of topics, I was like, ooh, homework. I
Well,
guess I should do that in the next
yeah, I
5
didn't want to
minutes.
make it homework, and gladly Crad kind of like, hey, let's just do a loose thing to
Right.
figure stuff out.
Yeah.
I had to or I didn't have to, obviously, but
Yeah,
in order to know what in the world was in the Loki trailer, I had to actually go and
Yeah,
look
I don't-
for it,
I don't
'cause
wanna
hadn't
make
Yeah,
this
I
watched
watched
it.
homework.
it just before this.
I didn't want to make it homework, but yeah, I don't know how I feel about Loki season 2. I mean, I'm excited, but also it's like, I guess like something to look forward to, something good
It's
that's
crazy.
coming out.
He's running the TVA.
Yeah, or whatever he's doing. And who's the villain? It's Kang and probably another threat.
Yeah, right.
It's probably some secret threat that'll be announced in or be shown in episode the second to last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. As long as it doesn't bomb a secret invasion. I don't know if any of you guys watch Secret Invasion. I was excited and then quickly was dashed. It's
Too many Skrull retcons?
not even that. There's no retcons.
Oh.
That's the weird thing. Well, I guess unless you count Fury's had a wife the whole time as retcon. That's the weird thing. You could have easily done that where each episode's set in a different part of the MCU. It's just one long Nick Fury's big week, and it's not. And the first 3 episodes are actually pretty decent. They're slow, but they're decent, and everything else it's just weird. What's her face? She's in it. She was on Han Solo. I can't remember her name. She's in it, and she's very misused. This, I think she's in the third episode. She gets shot, and you think she dies, and then in the last 2 episodes they they revealed she had the extremist virus, so it's she recovered from the bullet shot. It's weird, and spoilers: Kobe Smolder's character dies in the first episode. Maria Hill, she dies in the first episode, and there's press stuff where she was it's oh yeah, my character stuff's very interesting. It was a lot of fun, but then she didn't come back. They didn't retcon that she they didn't show that she was a Skrull or something, or as a ploy for her to get on the inside of Nick Fury's big project or whatever. It's a very big mess of a show. I really feel there's another script somewhere of what they were wanting to do.
It's the secret invasion, and that's part of the thing where they're intellectually invading our minds and replacing what actually is going to happen.
Yeah,
so that we don't know, we can't know.
Well,
it's impossible.
Well, the thing is, they constricted to one show, That's the thing. Instead of just being like that being the through line, don't go like have your weird cosmic thing, but it's not like grandiose like Thanos, or like something like that. You
Right.
could have done that. But
Like the what if episodes.
the what if thing's weird because like apparently there's a season 2 coming,
Oh, really? Ooh, cool.
but also like the Marvel Zombies episode's getting its own show. So why didn't you just make that the show?
Marvel, what's gonna get its own show?
The Marvel Zombies episode they did is getting its own show.
Ooh, yeah.
But I don't know
Well,
why
I think
just
that was like the thing. I think they did it because it was like a whole smorgasbord of experimental stuff to
yeah,
see
which I get,
was
but like
received better.
it's weird. But like the characters that you're supposed to be following is like it's like Shang-Chi and Red Guardian and Awkwafina's character and I think a couple other handful of characters. Like it's way better than the comic, but like it's still a weird episode. And like they apparently would have cut an episode out and they're just throwing it to season 2. It's it's the Gamora episode where she gets the Infinity Gauntlet. So it's like in that I think in that episode like Tony lands on Sakaar. Like instead of when he like in Avengers where he's got the rocket, like he just gets stuck on the other side of the portal, like he never comes back to Earth, ends up on Sakaar.
Oh wow.
Which they released merch too. There's like a Lego set you can get of him having like a giant Hulk Buster. You can get that, but like the toys they make way in advance before any like shows come out. So it's like, which I think is the funniest thing when people complain about the toys don't look like the movie. It's like I collect Transformers, so like when Transformers come out and let's say they're connected to a movie, they don't look right. It's because they're working on concept art. So it's like strange.
All right. Can you
Funny.
say cash grab?
It could be that, like, let's say Porsche has a character in a movie and the character doesn't look like, or the toy doesn't look like the character in the movie, but then they kill the character, then bring them back because Porsche is paying the money.
Right.
That's the thing in the Transformers movie, But it's not the right character. That's why people got really mad about that. It was the Porsche was the wrong character. But
so speaking of characters and the MCU and everything that's going on, how about this strike that's going on right now, guys? How do we feel about it?
I understand why it needs to happen because, however they want to say it, people aren't getting paid the amount they think they deserve for the work they're doing. And like this happened, what was the last one? 2008?
I think they've never had one of a simultaneous writers and actors strike for like a long time.
It
Like
was
way
I
back
think it
in the
was
day.
when Transformers 2 came out.
Yeah, it's
I
around.
think because that movie was affected by the writer's strike and you could really tell. But like I understand why it needs to happen. One, because all these studios want to do like streaming. Like that's the next big that's the big thing. That's the next big war is having streaming services. Whether, you should get them. Like I don't understand why to enjoy, some shows I need like 8 streaming services. Like I understand what needs to happen, but also like it's halting everything and stuff was already getting halted by like leftovers from COVID. Like it's frustrating. I understand it. Like I'm trying not to look at it as a consumer, be like, oh well, my show is gonna get delayed because of this writer strike
or canceled, and that might be
or canceled it. Yeah, which again could be a good thing because the other thing is like, well, these writers are writing stuff that's not that great, and it's affecting the property. Like it's affecting the company, the property, the franchise. Like it's affecting that stuff. And sometimes there are really good shows and they're buried in everything else, and those are getting canceled.
Yeah, it's interesting that everything's coming back to cable.
Yeah.
Because like we had these streaming services to avoid having to pay for cable, and now all the streaming services are
now it is
end up
cable.
going for a
Acting like
cable.
Yeah.
They should just do it. They just here you get the Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus thing. I know Disney Plus and Hulu they do
they have a bundle,
a coupling bundle. It's only because now instead
ESPN.
Which is
This
weird.
ESPN too, yeah.
I shouldn't say this. Why hasn't Hulu just been merged with Disney Plus? But I think they have it that way because stuff that Disney doesn't want to be associated with, they just throw over there.
The more adult side, probably.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, hey Disney, how about you put that Alien Predator anime that you have produced that's you just put in the vault, put on Hulu. But
That's crazy though too, because it's like, that doesn't stop them from having Deadpool 1 and 2 on Disney Plus.
yeah, well they cherry pick.
Don't they?
Yeah, they just cherry pick what they want.
Humans
They,
cherry picking.
no,
That's impossible.
no, they just want what the fan, or they want all the fanboys to go to their service, but like
Right.
it's strange. Like I understand why the writer strike is happening, but like you said, Crad, like how like that went on for, I don't remember how long it went on for.
Wow. Yeah.
They went on for a couple of years, so I think it is going to go on for a couple of years. So hopefully some studios, wise up and be like, or at least someone in the room just raises their hand and they're like, oh hey, remember when last time this happened? How about we
Go ahead. I was gonna say, here's the problem for me, and probably for the majority of y'all as well with fandom. A lot of things that we like, a lot of things that we kind of agreed on or come together on our other Discord is going to Comic Cons and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And obviously
Right.
that now has been affected. My brother helps run a Comic Con locally, and now you cannot get some of these guests that have been on some of these TV shows and stuff. They're not allowed to come now.
Yeah.
And so
They're
they're
busy
having to
striking.
scramble. Yeah, because they're having to scramble. Well, it's in the rules. It's
Yeah,
in the
well,
SAG
now,
rules. They
well,
can't come.
there's a new rule now where all these podcasts that are be like, let's look back at this show that was on like 10 plus years ago, they can't do this anymore.
Did not know that.
That's a new thing. I saw an ad for it, or someone was like making a videos, some Disney show back in the day. They were like, hey, we can't post anything, we can't do any new episodes. We'll still try to make some content, but of course we can't do the same thing. I don't know how
Oh
that's
yeah. I think I know what you're talking about now.
I don't know how it's affecting some. Like famously, I think the big one is the Smallville podcast. I don't know how they're doing it. They didn't seem like Tom Ellis. No, not Tom Ellis. Tom, what, the guy that was Superman back on Smallville. Him or Michael Rosenbaum. They haven't said anything yet. But also, I think they record in advance, so they could just have episodes waiting for those to go out. I don't know how they have it set up. I haven't seen them announce anything. Like, it's clearly affecting a lot of stuff. Like you said, it's going to continue. So hopefully some studios wise up, or they come to some temporary agreement until they figure something out, like long term. But like also, people need to make actual decent like shows too, like these half-written shows, and maybe the studios don't need to meddle as much either, because that's affected some shows.
On the opposite side of that, I was just thinking now, you have some of these shows that have been out for a very long time, and some of these, well, you almost can call them going on the convention circuit. Some of these older stars that go to some of these Comic Cons, and unfortunately, that's sometimes how they earn their living.
Right.
And now they're being told by their bosses or their union representatives they can't do that. That actually ends up hurting them, kind of like in a negative double way, because it hurts them being able to make the living that they want to, or that they can make doing this convention type stuff. And then, so it's kind of like it bites them on both sides. So I wonder if maybe if they could come up with a rule saying that they could still do maybe the conventions or some of the, things like that, but they can't make other big projects. I think that would help them. That's just me though.
Yeah, or have like at Comic Cons, part of it creates like a creator fund
loophole or something. Yeah,
or
something
like some
that.
fund, something like that, where it would help. Yeah, it's strange, and this happened before, so eventually down the road it's gonna happen in some type again as media evolves. But also, media needs to like not do all these recalls, like these sequel / reboots. Like that's like the craze right now, where everything's a sequel / reboot. Like famously, Disney Plus is gonna bring back the X-Men, the original '90s TV series. Well, why not just bring shows that didn't get it's finished, that sadly got canceled because of business changes, stuff like that. That sadly got canceled. They couldn't wrap up what they had written.
Like, are you talking about Firefly?
Okay. I haven't watched a lot of Firefly,
I never watched it either, but I
like,
know,
I
like,
understand. I understand why that's also maybe that's a tainted property because of the creator. But like all the stuff he's done, namely ruin a Justice League movie and among other stuff. But like, let's bring back some of these shows that like didn't finish. Like clearly had were at a midpoint and then got canceled. Like Spectacular Spider-Man, famously, that one got canceled after 2-3 seasons and had other plans. There was concepts they were rolling out, but sadly, because the what was going with Marvel and Sony and Disney at the time, that show got canceled. Or like some of these other shows, famously, like I can't think of any others at this point, but like there are others that famously got canceled. Like if they did, like if media started doing stuff like that instead of just coming out with these pointless like redos of shows that were on like 30 plus years ago, and they bring back all the actors, like I don't think anyone was asking for like a sequel to the 70s show, like
Yeah.
which I had no care about.
Mhm.
Well, not only just things that never got an ending, but also shows that got an ending but were super rushed and
Yeah.
almost into production. And so it's like something that could be something for major fans to actually connect to, even have the nostalgic feeling or whatever, but have something that is more, I guess, worth to them than what they
Mhm.
got towards the end of the series. And so, yeah.
Yeah, it's and like with that too, it's like companies don't make these crappy reboot or not reboots, these crappy remakes. Like Disney, I don't think I want to see another Lion King. Like I'll just go watch the original. Well, they're making
Live action every-
another one. It's about
But Lion
Mufasa.
King 2 is arguably the best. Come on.
Well, they're making another Lion King 2 there, but it's about Mufasa. It's a prequel film.
Hey, I don't know about you,
That's
but I
geography.
really desire to see Toy Story 50. I really do.
I mean, they're almost
know.
there. Like they're a
It's
fifth
like Fast
there.
and Furious.
Well, Fast and Furious just needs to they need to go. Well, secretly, it's been Hot Wheels the whole time. Which they're making a Hot Wheels movie. I don't know how I feel about that, but
Fast and Furious, Slow and Calm. The sequel.
no, J.J. Abrams is doing the Hot Wheels movie.
J.J. Abrams is doing a Hot Wheels movie?
Yes,
Wow.
it'll be great for the lens flares. You got that's it.
Yeah.
I
Personally, I think
For-
Michael Bay needs to take it over, explosions. But anyway,
well, they got to transform it at some point
no, that's
and be racist.
Throw
At
water
some-
on them, they color change.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Hmm.
I guess on just a nerdy topic, we were talking about TMNT since it's pretty recent of the movie. Does anybody have a favorite turtle?
Donatello.
Ooh, okay.
I think I go with Leo. I gotta go with Leo, but he is the most, along with Donatello, the most underused turtle, I guess. When it comes to like fiction, whenever they do his stories, he kind of gets underused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's
I
a
myself. Oh, go ahead.
I say unless it's a 2003 series where they start out really strong and then like kind of failed on some of his character stuff, where he was just in the background. When later it was all they cared about was the toys. So
I feel like Leo has the least to like learn and overcome. Like he needs to get his leadership part
yeah,
of it. And that's hitting the movies, but then you have, fun-loving Mikey who might need to get a little more serious, or Raphael who needs
Well-
to get over his anger issues.
Sure.
right.
Yeah.
Rise did that the
stuff
best
like
because
that.
Rise did that the best because they made Leo like the face man of the group, where he was the jokey, quippy guy. But then later, like because he wasn't the leader, it was Raph in the show. That was in which everyone got mad about. Because they changed so much of the show. But like in story reason, it actually made a lot of sense with the character as the show grew. They did show he was a capable leader, but he didn't really care about that. He wanted to be the jokes guy. Like as the show went on, there was that character progression where there was an episode where Raph got taken off the table where he had to lead, and you could show, and they showed that like he was very capable, or even when Raph was in episodes and he couldn't think of anything, Leo would step up and he had like an idea, or his idea got overshadowed by everyone else because everyone else, like Donnie famously in that show has a really big ego, more than usual. So a lot of times that was a lot of the dichotomy of the episode was Leo acting that way because he always felt like he got overshadowed by everyone else. And then they made that movie to wrap everything up where he was the leader and had the lead. So like there are stuff where you can play with that, or even in like famously in the comics, they did stuff where he had to be like on his own, be the leader, or where he felt underappreciated when he was the leader and he was like kind of frustrated because like he had more responsibility than the others.
Right.
Like, so there is stuff you can do. But when you have that good writer who's not just writing in the like the basic norms of Leo's the leader, it's like it's in the theme song, guys. You know, he leads. like there's ways you can go with it.
See that Leo is not just like the leader head of the group, but also his personality is a lot like just make Splinter happy.
Yeah.
Just be the best ninja that there can be. And that could be a lot of weight and stuff on him. And that can overall be his personality. And that just makes him something more relatable
Yeah.
into the real world, I guess.
And and they covered that.
My favorite turtle is Raphael.
Yeah.
I like the hot-headed characters, but
I would probably identify most with Michelangelo myself. Because I make way too many jokes.
Now,
Probably the most inappropriate times.
yeah. Now, Cry, did you?
Hey, look, everybody.
Oh, nice.
I was going to say, I bet you can't figure out which one his is.
Yeah. Now, Cry, did you read that Ninja Turtle miniseries that came out recently, where he was essentially like the only turtle left?
oh, last
I did not actually.
Yeah, they're making a video game of it, so maybe you'll just play the video game.
Dude,
Identify with my spirit
seriously?
animal, so to speak.
So yeah, that book's weird because like at one point he's like, "I'm gonna commit suicide because I've lost everything." Like it's a really weird,
kinda dark.
Like it's a weird tonal book. Like it's interesting where they
Lucature.
like it's the stuff they do is interesting, but also like the villain in that book is the grandson of the Shredder. But each issue, like he looks like totally different. Like they couldn't, I guess, figure out a design for him because in one episode he looks like he's the Crow, and then in one issue he looks like he's like a Silverhawk. Like they couldn't figure out, I guess, his design. Like it's a weird and interesting book. Like I like it for what it is. I think the 2003 episode's way better where they do that. But where there's an episode where they're all getting sucked through time or like different dimensions, and Donnie ends up in a dimension where everyone died except Donnie, and he's essentially just Batman.
Yeah,
I could see
Turtle
that.
Titan.
Well, he lost an arm, so he's like he beat people like with one arm, like with one nunchuck.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's a good one. But really enough, it seems like this initial movie is like the best out of all of them. Like according to Rotten Tomatoes. Like the first one's like rated very low. It's like at 40%. Like average wise, which is weird. You'd think the third one would be lower because that's not a great movie, even though that's the one I've watched the most. But only because I had on tape. But
Are you talking about the original, like
yeah, like the Jim Henson puppets.
yeah, the rubber suits?
You
Yeah,
throwing it back to
I love
VHS now.
I
look
love
out.
the third movie, honestly.
It's not great. It's entertaining to watch, and it's
I feel like the first one was too serious.
so said the April O'Neil actress,
Yeah,
and so that's why she left.
yeah, but
So-
and then two was they like really shifted.
Well, they went too much to be
Too
like
much.
a cartoon.
But three, I think they've hit their stride, and then it was just whether you like the time travel aspect or not. But I liked three.
I liked that, but the problem is if you look at those suits now, like they aged horribly. Like they
Well, yeah.
obviously did not take care of those suits, and like it's strange. Like Casey's in the
It's
first
called
one.
natural weathering, guys. Come on.
Sure. Yeah. It's like Casey's in the first one, not in the second one because people thought he was like Jason. People were scared of the hockey mask, and people were going to thought they're emulate. Kids were going to beat people up with hockey sticks. Whatever. And then the third one, he's back, but like he's just there to babysit. Like it's a strange movie. It's got an interesting
Yeah.
concept, but also it's a strange movie.
No
And,
doubt. But
and then they never made the fourth one. There was a fourth one they had made, but then it got made into a horrible show.
no.
So
Oh, please no.
that was Next Mutation. Next Mutation was supposed to be the
That-
fourth
that's,
movie.
That's somewhere in the garbage can, somewhere in the corner over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like they were
We
gonna
left
mute, like they were all gonna mutate further, which they then
Now
reflected
the
in
Power
the
Rangers.
well, then they reflected in the cartoon where they all got mutated further into like Turtle Hulks. In like the last 3 seasons of the original cartoon, when it moved over to I think ABC or CBS Family, like it wasn't quite that, but like it was strange. It was a strange time. It was towards the end of the Turtle hype, like way after I think it wore its welcome.
They had some cameos with Power Rangers, right? They had Power Rangers in space with them.
Yes.
And then I think they did some, maybe, no, that was some other Power Rangers thing. But yeah, they had them from Next Mutation.
Yes,
I'm like,
because they were on the same network. And I think one was trying to boost the other.
we know who boosted the other.
I think it was Power Rangers trying to boost Ninja Turtles. I don't think it was the other way around.
We know.
Yeah. But speaking of just Ninja Turtles, did any of you guys just have like a 80s franchise or like other franchise you guys gravitated towards?
Alf.
Alf. Surprised they didn't bring that back. Yeah, I'm really surprised.
That is a throwback.
Yeah.
I find myself often using the term stupid in Alf's language.
Yeah. Well, they could just go the Elmo route where he has like a late night show.
There you go.
Still eating cats.
Which why does I think because Elmo's like 8, so why does he have a late night show? I don't know how old Elmo is.
It's Alf's world.
He's
But-
technically playing a 3-year-old perpetually and for all eternity.
Yeah, which fun fact, it goes Elmo and Ninja Turtles. The guy that was the voice for Elmo was the voice and puppeteer for Master Splinter. That's just a weird. That was just a weird line that like
That's funny.
I don't
Well,
think I don't think it's the same guy now. Because I think he got in trouble for something.
Throw it back. Franchising for me would be soft place in my heart right here for the Muppet Show,
Muppet Show.
Yeah.
the original Muppet Show. Jim
Did-
Henson.
Did you watch that new Muppet Show they did?
I've watched, I think, a little bit of it. Of course,
The it was
Eh.
the Electric Company or not Electric Company, Dr. Teeth. That show they did, Electric Mayhem.
I actually no, take it back. I've not seen that one yet.
You saw the one before it. Was it when it was like The Office, but with Muppets? I think that
Yeah, a
was
little
that
bit,
one.
yeah.
I went straight for the John Denver episode.
I mean, Country Roads Take Me Home. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That hits you right, especially since I am from the South.
It
That
should
really
probably
hits
hit you a little further north than where
Yeah.
you live, but you know.
me. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, the old school Jim Henson Muppets.
Yes.
Particularly my brother really got me into that back in the day. So that I really enjoyed that quite a bit.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of Muppets. I remember like the movies they did in the 80s, 90s.
Yeah, the old school
Whenever
ones.
the
the 90s.
3 or
I've
4
watched
movies
all
they
those,
did.
man.
I remember watching those. I remember watching not Brendan Fraser. The recent movie they did. It's not Brendan Fraser. It's the other guy that looks like him. Seagal? That guy?
Oh, you talking about the yeah, I know you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Amy.
can't
I think
remember
it's
his name either. Daggone it.
with Amy Adams. I think it's
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
actress. Yeah.
Am I a
remember,
man or am I a Muppet?
Yeah,
Are
those
you a
two
man?
movies.
Yeah.
Like I remember those, but like I think Muppets is one of those things where it's like people know them, but like unless you were born in the era that's something you watched, like whenever they try doing it now, it just hasn't worked.
Well, it's all about nostalgia for a lot of the people that grew
True.
up with them, for sure.
True.
It's not something you can exactly. It's not like a
Recapture.
Power Rangers where you can introduce a new iteration as
Yeah.
much
As a
this
lot of
was
other
it.
80s things are, yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was the section of time where this really worked.
Yeah, yeah,
So-
yeah.
Transformers for me.
Yeah, I have to, being a Transformers fan, but like
The
Yeah.
Transformers, yeah.
How about that? Did you get to play that 360 game that came out for Transformers? The
Was-
War for Cybertron, or
Yeah, I played this.
Fall
Which,
War.
speaking
played
of funny story about those, did you guys hear that they lost the files?
what do you mean they lost
Really?
the file?
They lost all the files for like the character designs and like all the game
Ooh.
data on a hard drive.
Oh.
They lost the hard drive. So apparently
Nice.
they had to go buy a store-bought game and rip all the files off of that.
Wow.
That's like,
Great value version.
well, I mean, all the files are there. They just had to, which makes it
Rip
seem
them.
like maybe they're trying to make a new, like a remaster of the game, I'd assume.
That would be nice because I remember playing the demo. I never bought the game, but I
Yeah,
remember playing the
which-
demo, and it was fire.
Which would make sense because they're doing a line of toys for the games,
Hmm
which would make sense. You coincide with the game, you put them together, like it would make sense. Which, you know, if my Walmart wants to stock that stuff, would be nice. But like, yeah, and maybe bring down the price because paying $30 for a deluxe is getting great. So like this, like, ooh, shoot, this caught my earbud cord. Like this was like almost $30. Something this size, like it's not.
It's a hunk of plastic. They made
Well,
that for $5.
The problem is the plastic-free packaging they're starting to do,
Ooh, plus
which is part of it. Which is part of it.
Save the sea
Oh.
turtles.
Like what Talon's got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it.
Cybertron.
Just don't play the third
Yeah.
game. Just don't play the third game, which they wanted to tie in with the movie. Don't play
Okay,
that
then.
one.
You know, tie-in video games for movies was really fantastic. In
They
the
don't do it anymore.
90s and the 2000s.
Yeah, they don't do it anymore. Like,
Some of those are very interesting for sure.
so yeah, well, where they immediately offshoot from the movie and do their own thing. A lot of those games, like a lot of those early Marvel games, they're just like, oh, we don't know what's in the movie, so we'll start randomly doing stuff.
Yeah, it's always
Like
that,
X-Men.
yeah, that's interesting.
Legends or something.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
famously in the Captain America game, they like Arnim Zoll's there, and then he becomes like the regular comics where he's got the television in his tummy, like design, like it immediately goes off, and you know, of course, that never happens in the movie, but like, it's interesting. Like they don't do that stuff anymore. I think the last tie-in video game thing I saw was like for the Lego Movie.
Mm.
I might be wrong, but also I don't play many video games, so it's like not like the first thing I pay attention to. I'm
Mhm.
sure it probably is, but it's like crappily made. And it's probably just app games now, like
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah.
crappy
Well,
app games.
Marvel right now is Marvel Snap. That's the biggest Marvel
Yeah,
app game they have at the moment, which I play in. It's pretty fun.
I say I don't play app games, but I've been playing. There's a Transformers one that I've been playing. It's kind of like Clash, both like Transformers.
Play the same one.
So I play it when I need.
We
to
get
burn
it.
time.
You're friends. You live in close
Yes.
proximity.
Keep rubbing in our faces, guys. You all can actually have a pizza party.
Yeah,
That's a real one. What was it called? I think it's just. I think it's just called Transformers.
there's a couple of them.
I don't know what it's called.
There's several. It's not a big fan of app games. Like I've had people be like, "Hey, can I play your game on your phone?" Like I don't play many app games. Like the only thing I have on my phone is like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and like Instagram. Like if you want to go through my social media, go right ahead. Just like, you know. Or I'm sorry, it's X now, not Twitter. It's X.
I almost corrected you, but I was like, I'll let him ride.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
That was so weird the day that happened. I noticed, and I was like, "Wait a second, why am I getting this notification from
yeah.
X? What's
Well,
X?" And I
yeah.
went to look
Like, yeah,
for
what
the
happened?
Twitter because I was like, "It looks like Twitter," and then I'm like, "Oh, the bird's gone. That's interesting."
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's funny. I'm waiting for Twitter to die because every couple months I keep seeing people like, I'm on this thing now, or I'm on this app now. I'm on this app now. Like there are so many other like Twitter versions. I've taken a look at a couple of them, and like they are the most frustrating platform ever. Like there's a platform called Mastodon, and I don't know what I'm looking at. Like I feel like you have to have a degree to figure out what you're doing with it.
No.
Yeah, it's not quite that.
I was
But,
gonna
like-
say, I just imagine a bunch of little prehistoric creatures running around or something as you're sending messages.
Yeah, yeah. Or it's like,
Dinosaur hop, but it's just a mammoth.
whatever how you feel about Elon Musk, it's like it's social media. Just the weird thing is like now like Twitter or not, I'm sorry, Instagram. Instagram now has their own version of Twitter. Like it's
Threads.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Is
yeah, it
it
is
Threads?
Threads.
That's it.
It's
You got it
Threads.
right.
Well, I recognize it as an extension of Facebook, but yes,
Yeah, like
absolutely.
It's all contribulated in there.
yeah. It's
In the metaverse.
Ugh.
No.
it's things suck. Like it was funny. I was on Instagram the other day and someone was like, Christian tattoo idea, and like they flipped the X logo and it looks like a cross.
Mhm.
Like
There you go.
I was like, okay, whatever. Like that's weird. But like I don't know. So whenever I see these new social media apps, like it gets strange. Like when TikTok became a thing, like everyone was forgetting about TikTok. But like I think it was just because it was the new Vine. I think people got really bored, and then of course everything had to copy it. Like YouTube had to do YouTube Shorts,
Yeah.
and then like Facebook
Facebook
now
is on
has
it,
it. Instagram I think already had the Reels before that. I think like it's like every social media app now has to just be a carbon clone of it. Like it's the thing with Threads though, I do like that it is just like it's a merge between Twitter and Instagram. Like it's done this weird merge where it's like it feels like older Twitter. But like it's I don't know. It's waiting for some of these social media apps to die because it's gonna happen. Like Vine was a thing for like what? It was an very early 2000s thing, and then of course YouTube took it over. So like YouTube became the new platform, but YouTube stayed. I think it's only just because it's like this singular platform where you just post things. I don't know, like YouTube somehow has just like kind of just stayed. I think
It
it's
don't
only
hurt.
just,
It got taken over by Google. So
true. It is part of Google until Google decides it doesn't want it, and then it gets cast off, and then like Apple buys it or something like that.
I'm gonna put on my best old man voice here. Wait a minute. Back in my day, we had this thing called MySpace.
So MySpace is technically owned by Justin Timberlake, I think.
That's a scary thing, isn't it? It's still a thing. I know.
I think
Like
it's
every
still
once in a while,
thing,
I'll
like,
just. I was gonna say every once in a while I'll just sign in my own account and just look at pictures from me for like 20 years ago and be like, oh wow.
Oh wow.
but I don't know why he bought it. I don't know what he's planning on doing with it, but like
I think they were trying to do some kind of weird musical thing there for a little while, and
he's got to promote Trolls 4.
Oh, okay. So you bought a whole social media defunct site for that. Interesting marketing.
Maybe
Okay.
I don't know. It would be very interesting.
I remember when
And-
Disney was doing the MySpace thing.
I don't
They
even
had
remember
like own
MySpace.
page and widgets and stuff. It was crazy.
You weren't cool until you were in somebody's top 8 now,
Yeah,
especially
I don't-
top 4.
Yeah, I was never interested in MySpace. I remember it being a thing.
The
but,
trailer
like-
park of Facebook.
Yeah. Until Facebook was the trailer park of Facebook.
Yeah.
They've dating now. They've dating like a dating section on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Not gonna lie, guys, that is exactly how I met my wife.
Okay. It,
Don't
if
try
it
this too
works-
hard.
If it works, it works, I guess.
MySpace became our space.
The only reason
Nice.
the only reason I know that is because I had a coworker trying to convince me to get it. I was like, I have zero interest dude.
That's how you
Like-
met our kid's mother.
Sorry. Yeah, that's actually how I met my wife, MySpace dating.
Right?
I mean, Facebook dating.
Doesn't say what the fuck.
Is that hey, you do it's how it works, how it works. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wouldn't know, but
Either.
see, we've talked about movies, writer strikes, social media.
A little bit of intro stuff.
Little intro
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. I guess we
We've
could
gone-
talk about. I guess we could talk about. We probably should have talked this about at the beginning, but like, what does beside like outside of work do you guys do? Like, if you do other stuff out like internet wise, or you
I
know,
play Clone Hero
yes, isn't that the you're saying the Guitar Hero clone?
with this.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a serious shredder you got there, man.
Guitar.
That's a Gibson 125, isn't it? I don't know what that. No.
It's a Corsair mechanical keyboard original. I don't know what model it is. It's old. It's like 5-6 years old.
I thought I had that one, but no, mine's different. I have a Dell keyboard. I did have a Corsair when I found it at Goodwill, and then it stopped working. So like,
Yeah. I've been streaming quite a bit, but now it's kind of sporadic because I travel all the time for my job, and
right,
hotel internet is horrid.
right,
But you can look up Silly Boy 1202 on Twitch, and I got a
Nice.
whole backlog of stuff on there that I sorted out and put away.
nice. You didn't
Yeah.
throw it over onto Kick.
Might need to do that. I don't know. I have a tip jar too, so if you want to pay for a burrito every now and again, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
wanna come-
And there's the first request for money right there. No.
Follow me on Patreon.
Hey, it's really fun though too. You just click on the button is a profile picture of that derpy dragon from the three-headed dragon meme thing,
Nice.
but he's got a unibrow like I do and a whole full beard.
Nice.
So I just sitting there. I set it up. I was like, oh, we'll see if it works at some point. I want to get to a point where I'm like streaming actual guitar playing and stuff like that, and be like, being a minstrel from my home. So see how that goes. But right now I'm playing Pirates. So
Nice.
Next.
I run a couple of YouTube channels. I actually have one called Strange Plays Games, where it's Let's Plays. I play video games. I have a bunch of stuff on there, mostly adventure. I'm kind of doing a lot of puzzle stuff right now, collaborating with someone new for some of it. So there's that. My other channel is called Strange Lyrics, and that one's Christian music that I put lyrics to. I've actually got quite a bit of decent following on that. I think I'm closing in on 30,000 subscribers on that
Nice.
oh wow.
one. I do Twitch as well. I was doing it regular, but I kind of had to drop on that. So I try to do it at least once a week. Don't always make that, but that's where I do, like I said, mostly puzzle games right now. I'm in the middle of, I'm getting close to the end of The Witness. And when another person in our group that we might see in this podcast eventually is Sketchbird, and I've done a couple things with her. We're in the middle of Portal 2 right now.
Nice.
So that's fun.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so there's that. So YouTube and Twitch. I'm trying to become a voiceover artist, so I'm getting stuff out there. I do stuff on TikTok. So we might see some projects start popping up with that. And I also have written a book. It's on Amazon Kindle. It's fantasy. It's like a novella. It's kind of short.
Nice.
I kind of want to pull that off, do some revisions, maybe get that to an actual publisher. It's the first part of a trilogy, so I need to sit down and write the rest of the trilogy and then start writing the other books that I have in my head. So as far as online stuff, that's kind of all I've got.
Well, guys, I don't want to brag, but I'm on this podcast called Long Distance Pizza Party. You may have heard of it.
Nice.
No,
Decent
Hey,
decent
I mean-
plug.
I mean, compared to what everything y'all got going on, I'm just me being me. That's all I know how to be. I do a little TikTok stuff, but other than that, I'm just me.
Right on.
Nice. You can find me anywhere at ft_fasttalk food reviews, mainly on YouTube. I've been doing this, I think, for about 3 years. Doesn't feel like it.
I was gonna say your
But-
face kind of looks familiar. I can't place you. I wonder if I have seen your stuff.
Oh,
around.
probably. I've gotten that occasionally where people are like, I think I know you from somewhere, and the introverted part of me goes, I don't think you have, and walks away. But but yeah, I post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So you can find me on most social media platforms. Though I think I've only have it really condensed to just YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I think Thread and TikTok, which I need to get better about posting clips on and stuff like that. But you can find me there. I got some reviews coming out tomorrow. I think one's the Ghost Warheads, and I don't remember what the other one is. Oh, Snoop Dogg's new ice cream. Those are the 2 reviews going out. So yeah.
You've made 1,000 videos. What in the world?
Yeah, well, when I bumped it up to doing like multiple like episodes in a week, it kind of helped. Like it kind of gets there.
Right. I'm sitting there like, oh, 521 subscribers. How quite 1,000 videos.
I love how you're doing research on him as he's talking about his own stuff.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Y'all should do what I did and
It's-
follow everybody.
It's
There you
almost
go.
as bad as like buying stuff on the podcast. Like,
Right? Oh, that sounds great. Hold on. No.
yeah. Where can I
Yeah,
find you?
I've been writing it down as I'm going here instead. But for me, I do a lot of art, digital art. So I draw a lot and sketch. I haven't done it in a little bit just because of work, but you can find me on only Instagram right now. As geek_gallery_art. And there I have a couple 50 or so drawings there. But I'm been doing digital art basically about a year now or so, maybe a bit over a year now. And I've been wanting to eventually get to a point where I can have my own channel where I could do art and art related projects. And that's me.
Nice. So, I don't know if anyone's got anything else you guys want to talk about. So, first
I'm a
episode.
meme lord. On Facebook, you can find me at Teal Corner.
Gotcha.
Just throwing it out there. No.
Yeah. I don't know. Like we were discussing at the beginning, it's kind of just a spitball episode, just kind of iron stuff out, kind of get a topic. Some weeks we might have a more loose thing, or might have like an actual topic mixed in with some loose stuff. So I think we'd agreed on doing every other week just to, people have, might have strange schedules, stuff comes up.
Mm.
So, and in that time, what we could put other stuff out, like Gavin possibly and I have planned to go see Ninja Turtles tomorrow. So we might, potentially if he's free or I go by myself, how that works, potentially just, putting something out for that, a short something possibly. And I'm sure I'll have some interesting stuff to cut out, or not cut out, but like to cut from this to put out. So I think this is a good first episode because I can't think of anything else to talk
Good
about.
start.
So again,
Did it.
I feel like we need to have some kind of weird, awesome, outro catchphrase or something. I don't
something
know.
like that. Yeah.
Like
Pizza
pepperoni power or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. Yeah, pizza power. That works
Yeah,
too.
there we go.
Boo
I feel like we might get
Boo
copyrighted on that one.
Yeah.
John.
But you
Welcome
can
to-
I want
find
apple cheese.
dude.
Bossa Nova, Chevy Nova. But I do have an Instagram created for this podcast. I think I'll just leave it there at Instagram for right now.
Coming
you
soon
know,
to Spotify. No, I'm just kidding.
well, I would say you probably find us on Instagram, and I'm sure I'll just post it to like Google Podcasts, like an audio version. If you guys enjoy listening to stuff like that, like I do occasionally, or again on YouTube, where this will get posted once I have time tomorrow to edit it. Well, I don't know how much editing I'll do. I'll see, but appreciate anyone who's watching. So I appreciate these gentlemen here for coming on, spending some time talking about a little bit of everything. So I'm sure we'll have a couple other people that were interested, they just couldn't make it. So as we get more episodes down, more people and more topics will be forming from this. I can't wait to see where this goes. Can't wait to see how else what else we do with this. So I think this is a good stopping point until next time. Until our next pizza party there.
Remember, God loves you and He's made you special. He loves you very much. Bye-bye!
And eat a slice of pizza. Or slice of pizza. Man, I just
Many
notched that up.
topics.
Well, Bob
I
doesn't
know,
want
I
to.
botched my
Bob
mini
doesn't
taco
want to.
up,
He's a
too.
tomato. Bob doesn't want to. He's a tomato.
Remember, God made you special, and He loves you very much. Bye!